Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Happy Monday. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host. And Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about whatever it is we want to talk about. And today, my very special guest is Dr. Fran Close, who is a colleague, friend of mine. We are working hard in the trenches on the Mental Health Council of the Big Bend Engage Committee, and we are gearing up for our fifth annual Be Kind to Your Mind Mental Health and Wellness Expo. And so I am super excited and delighted to have my friend Fran on with me tonight. We'll be talking about Be Kind to Your Mind, moving from awareness to action, which is our theme for this year's Mental Health Expo. But before I bring Fran on, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? If you will, in the comments, put your city and state so we can give you a shout out. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on LinkedIn. And so we want to receive your comments. Your questions are very much so welcome. This is an interactive live conversation. And we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we are, again, just wanting to get the word out about mental health and wellness and trying to eliminate the stigma, which is what this show is all about. Trying to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental illness and counseling and therapy and such. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I see a few of you have joined us already. Dr. Monica, thank you for being here, who is in Tallahassee. Appreciate you. Miss Lisa Perry, thank you for being here, also in Tallahassee. My mom in Miami, thank you for being here, Mom. Jennifer Sanders in Quincy, Florida, thank you for being here. Miss Gloria Sellers in the BK, Brooklyn in the house, thank you for being here. We got Sonia B, Cocktails with a Sexologist. She's also here in Tallahassee. Thank you for being here. And oh, look at who we got. Coach is here. Thank you for being here. Chelsea, she's the Gabi girls basketball coach as well as a science teacher. Thank you for being here. And Tracy Golay here in Tallahassee. Thank you for being here. And Miss Lisa, thank you for being here. Oh, and Miss Teresa. Oh, okay, I got to pause right here. So, y'all, all right. See, Miss Teresa, you about to make me cry because that food was so good yesterday. Listen here. Yesterday was Mother's Day. I have been without power since Friday because the 3 tornadoes hit Tallahassee last Friday. Okay. I'm still without power. I'm not even in my home studio. Somebody let me borrow they power and they internets tonight. Okay. And so, oh my gosh. Joe Ellen's had the Mother's Day brunch of the century. You hear me? It was so good. Listen, they had that food lined up. It was so good. You could get you one complimentary drink, and then they had live entertainment. Aaron Hayden and his band showed out. It was nice. It was so nice. I only could eat one plate. Listen, it was so good. Miss Teresa, mwah, kudos to you and your crew. Appreciate you so much. All right. I just had to rant just right there because it was just so good. And listen, that's all I ate yesterday was that one plate. but it was so good. And they are catering our event on Thursday, but that's a whole nother story. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. All right. So yes, hey Lisa, I see you. T Rob, Madison, thank you for being here. Okay, cool. So listen, I am going to go ahead and share some of Fran's bio. Dr. Fran T. Close is a full professor of behavioral science and health education and assistant director of assessment in the College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences Institute of Public Health at the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, an accomplished public health researcher with a focus on community based participatory research in underserved communities. Her research interests include racial disparity issues in women's health and maternal, child, and infant health. Because of her outstanding work, Dr. Close was appointed by the state surgeon general to the intra-agency work group on infant mortality prevention external review work group. She serves as the capital area Healthy Start she serves on the capital area Healthy Start work groups that focuses on maternal mental health and racial disparities. She is a member of the Healthy Start Mom Care Network Board of Directors for the state of Florida and is currently a co-investigator on the maternal and child health disparities in HBCU partnership initiative funded by the Gates Foundation. She is a member of the Mental Health Council of the Big Bend, where she serves as chair of the Engage Committee, with focuses on the stigma of mental health in the African American community. Dr. Close was an honoree featured in the 2022 Cherry Hall Alexander African American History Calendar, Black Health and Wellness, and that was a wonderful calendar. And she holds a doctorate degree in pharmacology toxology from FAMU and a bachelor's of science degree in biology science from Florida State University. Y'all help me welcome my friend, Dr. Fran T. Close.
Hey, hi Nicole. Hi, how are you? I'm so glad to be here today.
Good. I'm so glad to have you. So glad to have you. So, first of all, again, it's that time of year, so I'm so glad that we are gathered here to have this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's so important.
Right.
But before we get started, I want you to talk a little bit about who is Fran T. Close, not what you do, but who are you?
Oh, I guess I can do the introduction that you did for me before that I am, um, I'll go all the way back. I am the granddaughter of Alberta Ishmael Jones and also the granddaughter of Johnny Mae Gordon Woods. I'm the daughter of, I guess I'll say the daughter of Catherine Alberta Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and also I guess I am the mom of Nia, Nataki, and Nyla, and the wife of 30 years, Billy R. Close. So those are I guess that I'm a friend. I am a colleague. I think I'm a good niece too. Good
Mhm.
cousin. I have a lot of first cousins that I'm close to. So if y'all are out there, say hey to your cousin. So that's who I am.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for sharing that. I like that lineage that you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, so we have a few more folks I want to recognize. Miss Jeanette down in Miami Gardens, thank you for being here. And Dr. Mona said, "Hey, it's always good at Joe Ellis." Yes, it is. And Dr. Close is amazing.
Oh, hey, Dr. Monica.
Yes. All right. Close to said Auntie.
Oh, there's my niece Kia from Kissimmee, Florida.
Very good. Well, thank you for being here. So, for those of you who may be new to the platform, subscribe, like, share. Again, interactive live conversation. So please engage with us tonight. All right, we got
There's
Darielle.
Darielle. That's my other niece. I guess I'm a good aunt too.
That was
Those are my nieces. Those are my nieces.
They are checking in tonight. Okay, they are checking
Hey,
in.
baby girls.
All right, very good. So our topic tonight is be kind to your mind.
Mhm.
Moving from awareness to action.
Yes.
And so we kind of picked up this be kind to your mind. And not that we are the originators of it, because I think I've seen it other places, but it's just stuck, right? When we first started doing these expos, this wellness fair. And so we have kind of moved towards doing a focus on the dimensions of wellness.
Right.
There being 8 dimensions of wellness.
Mhm.
We've highlighted those, I think, for the past 2 years, and decided this year we wanted to focus specifically on the physical aspect of wellness.
Right.
Mhm.
And I think that's important. We have for the last, this is our fifth one, so it's a big handful, as I always say. I mean, the number five, you remember I was saying that, Nicole?
Yes,
But the
yes,
thing is that we have made a big point of talking about wellness and the wellness wheel. Now, if you go out there, you can Google wellness wheels. There are lots of them. There are 8 and 9 dimensions sometimes. But we decided that we will focus on 8 for our community because these are the ones that we think, based on what we know and the needs of our community, that this is what we need. Things like we talk emotional wellness,
mhm,
mental wellness, environmental wellness. Knowing those things about nature and recycling.
mhm.
Of course, financial wellness is so important as well because if your finances aren't where they should be, then you don't have a future, you don't have a savings, then that could cause some stress.
Yes,
Also, we're social wellness, just overall, whether or not just interacting. I know we think that's important mainly because of the pandemic. A lot of us were isolated. We weren't around other people, and we really realized during that time that interaction, hugging, just being around others also was affecting our mental health.
yes,
Also, and we know in the Black community how important spiritual wellness is, and having a relationship with your higher God, and
yes.
your just knowing that there is someone there bigger than you that will make things okay. And we
Mhm.
know that's very, very important. And then vocational wellness. Do you have a job? Do you have something that you can do? So we thought these were, and of course, mental wellness and physical wellness are the ones we're going to focus on this time. But we think it's important. We've made our community aware of all of these types of wellness that we should be focusing on. But
Mhm,
this time, we're going to talk about the emotional, mental, and the physical, and
mhm.
how that is connected.
Yes, 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 yes. So, with that, I think we should mention about the event, just in case folks don't stay with us all the way to the end.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, so we have the, again, 5th annual Be Kind to Your Mind Mental Health Expo coming up on this coming Thursday, May 16th,
Mhm.
5:30 p.m. at Walker Ford Community Center here in Tallahassee, Florida, 2301 Pasco Street. It is free and open to the public, although we would like folks to register in advance, and you can
Mhm.
go to the Mental Health Council of the Big Bend, and I'm going to get that link and put it in the comments. But go to the Facebook page for the Mental Health Council, and there's a link there that you can register. And I'll also put the link in the comments so folks can go directly to the link as well. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, we want everyone to come out. It's open to the entire
Right.
Tallahassee community and surrounding areas, and it will feature dinner, a full dinner, not you know
Not a snack.
not a snack, dinner. Okay. Um, by Joe Ellens. They are providing dinner for us. And DJ Demp will be there,
Right.
of
Mhm.
Demp House and Demp Foundation. Demp Foundation will be there as well. And Demp will be playing music, and we will have activities that will start around 6. And we'll have activities for both adults and youth. So at 6 o'clock, we plan to ask the youth to go into the game room, which is kind of adjacent to the gym. And we have activities for both adults and youth. And so
Right.
we'll have vendors, we'll have a lot of movement type activities to include Zumba, line dance, yoga, a conversation around sleep, the importance of rest, and as well as some step movement. So we it's gonna be action packed. So you don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss it. Anything I'm missing, Fran?
Mhm. And no, I also wanted to. We're going to also have something on bullying for our youth as well, because we know that's important to discuss with them. You know, any type of in-person bullying and cyberbullying is going to be important to give them tips on how to handle that.
Yes.
But we also want to hone in this time about emotional, mental, and physical, because there is a connection, that mind-body connection, when it comes to our overall mental health. And physical health doesn't mean, we're going to do a lot of things. And by the way, our very own Nicole Everett will be featured as our head line dancer. She will be instructing us on a few line dances. So I'm excited to do that. But we need to understand that physical is not going, like some of us who go to the gym. It's not those types of things. You walking, yes, that's important. But gardening, just getting out and just strolling, just doing something, movement, because movement is important overall for your health.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of movement, because it's just even think about functional moving, just doing the things that once you get older that you can get up from a chair, that you can stoop down to pick something up. Those are functional types of things that you need to make sure that you are engaging in throughout throughout your life, so that once you get older, those movements they don't cause you too much pain and things like that. But having that connection is so important when you are definitely um, um, doing your physical activity. It does help you. You feel really good. It's like those endorphins you get to moving, and you're like, oh, that feels really good. That's important. That keeps that chemical balance in our brain for our mental and emotional wellness.
Absolutely. So we have a few more folks that have joined us. We got
Okay.
Miss Nia Close on. Said, "Hey, mommy."
Hey, Nia.
All right, my sister Shayla from down in South
Hey,
Florida
Nia.
being here. She just celebrated a birthday, so
Oh,
happy
happy birthday, Shayla.
birthday. We got Miss Nicole Jefferson, who's here in
Hey,
Tallahassee.
Nicole.
Yeah,
That's my other Nicole.
thank you for being here, Mr. John White, who is in Jacksonville, Duval in the house. And he has a question. When are we going to discuss unmet, unaddressed mental trauma from slavery?
Ooh, we can talk about that.
We can.
Trauma itself, we really do need to deal with that. Not just when yes, slavery all the way back, but then there's just like recent and situational trauma that we are dealing with right now.
Mm,
And it's important that I think the main part of your question is that it is unaddressed and that we do need to address it. And making sure, like, there are things like the ACEs, the adverse childhood experiences. Those are traumatic experiences that some of us have had when it has come to our childhood, that is now leaking over into our adulthood, and we have not dealt with those things. And because we have not dealt with those things, that's when we have mental issues and mental illness associated with those. So yes, again, some of the things related to slavery, we definitely have not addressed those, and that we need to continue to talk about them. And
mm,
because we don't talk about them, those things just, they get those cycles, they just continue and continue and continue. And then we're where we are with the trauma that we have not addressed, and that has, you just continue in our lives. And once we address it, we can deal with it. And I think that's a part of the stigma in our African American community, that we have those things that we just don't address. Right? We just push it. Oh, we're going to pray about it. We're going to keep those things, But as I always say, Nicole, God has put the people, these therapists, these counselors here on earth to assist us, to give us
mm,
tips. So
mhm.
deal with our situation. We can deal with our trauma and those adverse childhood experiences that that we have not dealt with. So that's a really
Absolutely.
good question.
So John's got lots of questions tonight. Looks like, how can we address slavery trauma? So, John, I think that's going to take someone that has done a study on that, specifically, probably somebody that knows the history of slavery, like has really studied that, as
Mhm.
well as the impact of the traumas that took place in slavery. Like
That's
I
true.
understand that some of the trauma that occurred in slavery is genetic,
Mhm.
and there are some professionals that have studied that. So
I agree.
we'll have to take that up at another time. But I thank you for bringing the question forward.
I just wanted to just also just say, Nicole, that there is a theory in behavioral science and health education that addresses historical trauma. And you are exactly right. There are people who study that theory. There are people who actually, especially our historians and those who are studying African American and slavery, things like that. They also are more equipped to answer those questions because they really delve into those things. And I think it's deeper than what I know we could do right now, but there, I bet you there are lots of literature out there on that, and some probably some books that you can read to that addresses slavery and trauma.
Indeed. I John had another question, but before I get to that, I want to bring the viewers in to ask about your physical wellness, since again that is kind of our focus, moving from awareness to action.
Mhm.
And action can be a number of things, but again, specifically, we're talking about physical action. So how many of you on maybe a weekly basis participate in some type of physical activity, whether that is gardening or going for a walk or going to the gym or going to a Zumba class or line dancing or, any of that sort of thing? Let us know. If you don't mind, in
Mhm.
the comments, share with us what if you participate in a physical activity at least once a week. Let us
Mhm.
know if you do and what that activity is.
And the CDC recommends that we do 75 minutes of exercise per week on a minimum. So
Okay.
that's something that we should look forward to. I mean, at least try to strive to get to. Not, and again, it's a small step. Like, again, if you're asking if you do it once a week, and this is called forming a habit. So
Mhm.
it takes 21 days to form a habit. So I know all of us, we've talked about hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So it takes 21 days to drink all that water over that time. And then it becomes a habit like brushing your teeth and combing your hair.
Indeed. All right. Mr. Warren Cave has joined us. Thank you for being here, Warren. Warren is here in Tallahassee. All right. Close to raise their hands. So close to let us know what activity you participate in. My sister wants to know, does walking around my school and classroom count?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I know I have a lot of public school educators in my family. My mom is a retired school teacher. My aunt in New Jersey also, and my brother is currently a teacher, and my sister-in-law, his wife. All of them are walking around campus. So those are those steps. You're getting it in, Shayla. You're getting it in. So, but if you want to, put on your Apple Watch or your Fitbit and count the steps so you can see what habit you're forming. So absolutely, it counts.
Indeed. All right. Close to came back and said weightlifting, cross training, and running. Love it. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, excellent, excellent, Kia.
All right. John said walking 15 to 20 miles a week. Okay.
Okay, that's good, John.
And you getting it in. That's good. I
You
love
need to get your heart rate up too. That's important.
that.
So, yeah.
All right. Chelsea said, I am a lifelong ball player. I make sure I get shots up and purposely serve as my own rebounder at least once a week. Okay, that's good. I aim for twice a week if my knees allow.
Yeah,
Indeed.
very good,
Yeah,
Chelsea.
thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that. All right, Sonia B said, I love walking around the park and golf course that is down the street from my home. I usually do about 5 to 6 miles.
that's
Okay,
good.
good
That's
deal,
good.
good deal. Yes,
Mhm.
right.
And while you all are doing this, just walking around, I think it was Chelsea and
Hmm.
Shayla, everybody, when you're walking around, also just make sure that those, I guess, and Sonia, yeah, we're walking around. Just make sure you are just being in the moment and
Hmm.
not thinking about, oh, this is my Walmart list and I need to go home and put that chicken in the oven. Pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to nature, because just walking around, that's also, getting that mind and body to connect while you're out walking,
Mm,
and just not thinking about, okay, I got to get to this classroom, Shayla, but just like, just kind of taking it all in. And once you get there, you do what you need to do. But again, just pay attention to your breathing, maybe, making sure that you are, because when we get upset, what we do, we
mm,
hold our breath.
mhm.
And so just those little things, they add up over time, and it'll just become old habit for you.
Yes, for sure. All right. So John's other question was, what protection mechanisms should we expect from school districts around bullying?
Hmm.
So that one might be a little intense as well. I mean, John, if you have some thoughts around that, please feel free to share.
Yeah.
I think maybe the main things, and I'll speak on this from the standpoint of what I have done with my first grade class at Bond Elementary School, is partnered with the Cooperative Extension Office to do yoga for my first graders. And so we had an extension officer come in maybe twice a month to
Mhm.
teach the children about affirmations, positive affirmations, about breathing, about stretching, about yoga poses. And so I'm hoping and praying that those things they will carry with them throughout their lives, because they received several sessions of this instruction in the fall and recently finished it up in the spring. And so maybe they will be able to regulate their emotions if approached with a bully.
I
Um,
love that, Nicole. I love that. Yeah.
mhm.
Because I think even as adults, as I was just saying, we forget to do like the breathing, like the box breathing that we've learned since we've been doing these types of expos and events. Just the whole box breathing, and just remembering to breathe when you are not when you're feeling angry. But I think doing that as a younger person, it really does help. But adults, it's never too late to learn those yoga poses, those Pilates, anything that's getting your body to stretch
Mhm.
and get your mind to thinking about other things than the problem with the issues that you're going through.
Absolutely. So my mom chimed in. She was answering the question about physical activity, and she said she went to line dancing today. Wonderful. I can't wait to hear all about that.
Yay.
And then close to has a comment about the bullying. It is such a complex topic. One of the main preventions for bullying starts in the home, with parents having the conversations with the children about acceptable behavior and how to treat one another.
Yeah, and that's excellent, Takia. And she actually has several schools that she's over all of the resource officers. So she's able to see it. I think seeing that parents should take a big, big role in teaching their children at home about respect for others, not just the other children, but adults.
Mm,
And I think that makes a big difference, because a lot of things we do, just even modeling the things that we're talking about, modeling them for your children
yes.
also is important. Modeling good physical health,
Mm,
modeling going to a therapist. It's
yes.
okay to go.
Mhm.
And let them know that it is okay to go, because it's
Indeed.
okay not to be okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Chelsea, she said for years we had an anti bullying program known as Green Dot. Our school at Gabi had hands on training for 3 years and they certified the teachers. Now we, as internal stakeholders, ensure the Green Dot anti bullying practices continue to be demonstrated within our school, and bullying is identified and action is taken.
Excellent, excellent, Chelsea, excellent.
Yeah, thank you for
Mhm.
sharing that. So, John,
Yeah.
I hope you saw that. That's one um, response to your question. We got Mr. Marcus Boston on out of Tampa. Thank you for being here. He said, I protected my many guys from bullies. I've always stood up for them. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. And again, that's something good. I know That's important because we want to give our children confidence. And even just to be clear, there are some adult bullies,
Mhm.
and so we need to learn how to deal with them as well. And
Yes.
so some of the things that we say we want our children to learn and be respectful of others. Just know that as an adult, you may encounter another adult who is bullying you,
Mhm.
and have those preventive type of mechanisms that you're going to use when dealing with those.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So I wanna gosh, we're about halfway through through our conversation. So for those of you who are just joining us, I'm on with Dr. Fran Close, the Engaged Committee Chair for the Mental Health Council of the Big Bend. And we are talking about Be Kind to Your Mind, moving from awareness to action, preparing for the fifth annual Be Kind to Your Mind Mental Health and Wellness Fair that's taking place on Thursday, May 16th, Walker Ford Community Center in Tallahassee, Florida, 2301 Pasco Street, 5:30 p.m., free to everyone. We'll have activities for youth and adults. DJ Demp will be there. DJ Demp Foundation will be there. That they focus on anti-bullying specifically for youth, and it's just going to be an action-packed event, so you don't want to miss it. We'll have vendors, about 20, many of them who are part of the council, are members of the council, but other community members. The city of Tallahassee and Leon County are our partners on this, as well as Cumulus Media. So we are, again, just really excited to offer this to the community and try to increase the awareness around mental health and wellness.
Yeah. And I think that we this is our fifth annual. We've done this several years, and we have had lots of sponsors.
Mhm.
And with that, we have our Appalachia Center, we have Disc Village, we have NAMI,
Mhm.
we have 211 Big Ben,
Mhm.
Tallahassee Memorial, HCA, Florida A&M, Bond Community.
Yes.
We have a lot of neighborhood health conversations with Nicole. So we have a lot of sponsors, but I also want to just point out that we are just an organization of passionate men and women that want this to happen for our community.
Yes.
We're not a 501(c) and we have funds to come through. We're doing this mainly because that's what we are passionate about. We see a need in the community. We're providing resources because a few years ago, we had our community needs assessment, which told us that our community were concerned about we did not have enough resources when it came to mental health. So this is why we do what we do, and we continue to do it. And so we rely on our volunteers. Many of us, this is not our main thing that we do, but we are passionate about doing it. So I think we're going to continue to do it.
I think so too. All right. So Chelsea had a question. She said, funny you should say that. That was my question. How can we address the prevalence of bullying among adults, particularly within female dominated environments, and promote a culture of collaboration and support instead? Ooh, that's a good one.
Chelsea. Okay, when I see you in person, we'll talk even more. Um, but that is a really good question when it comes to adult bullying, and I think we all in some way have dealt with it. But again, I think that also we need to address the things with ourselves first.
Hmm.
I think if we are in tune with what we are, things that we've done, like we talked about trauma earlier, our adverse childhood experiences, those things that we have dealt with, how we've seen our mother, our grandmother, our aunts deal with things, right? If we got ourselves together and our confidence, now, some people say, well, maybe a little, there's a fine line between that and arrogance. But no, no, no. You got to walk in there like you belong there, right? So I think that's the first thing. So anyone that sees your confidence may think it's the other way, that it's arrogance, but it's not. It's just that you're confident that who you are and whose you are. So when you walk in that situation, it's about, I used to tell girls who bullied me when I was young, like, you think you that? No, you think I'm that. That's why you mentioned it.
Yes.
Right. So again, you think you're pretty. Well, you think I'm pretty. That's why you're saying that.
Mm,
Or you think you're smart. Yeah, you think I'm smart. So again, I think if we have that attitude and just say, know who we are. I think, like you said, from female to female, we should be trying to promote each other. I mean, because we're making 70 cents on the dollar. If we all could get up there and make 82 cents, let's do that
mm,
together. Right. So again, we should not be trying to pull you down. It's all about like I said, kumbaya. We're all in this
mm,
together.
mhm, mhm. So I'm going to mention one of the activities that the Mental Health Council does and specifically engage. We have our goal is to do four events a year,
Mhm.
and this will be the first year that I think we're actually going to do it.
All for.
All four, right? So one event a quarter. And so for the past 2 years, in November, we have done a Black Women's Emotional Wellness experience. And the focus of that experience has really been to engage with women who deal with Black women and girls. And when I say engage with women who deal with Black women and girls, I'm speaking of your coaches, your trainers, your nail techs, your beauticians, any woman who, again, engages with Black women and girls on a regular basis, whether that's in the classroom, their mentors, their advisors, their counselors. Um, to encourage them, right? The focus is to really care on them, love on these women, these Black women specifically, so that they can better um, serve the women, the Black women and girls that they encounter. And so we do that through a suicide prevention training. We do that through a panel discussion. We do that through pampering them, providing them dinner, having childcare so they can bring their children, by giving them a list of Black and brown counselors and therapists that they can refer their clientele to, because really, these are our community counselors
Right.
by force, not by choice. They're not counselors, but we at the shampoo bowl and we telling Keisha all our business.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Or, they're doing our makeup and we telling them about everything.
Mhm.
So they really aren't equipped for this. And so we want to empower them by giving them this list that they can give to their clientele and refer them to the people who are
Mhm.
the folks that went to school for this, who studied this, who want to do this. Okay.
Right.
These are professionals who want to do this. So I think that is a place where we start as well, is one, Chelsea, and I'm going back to your question, to address the prevalence of bullying. Like you said, Dr. Close, it often starts with us being healed, us, dealing with those traumas of the past, those adverse childhood experiences. And that's a lot to unpack. I'm not trying to make it seem like it's an
No.
easy task to do, but you got to be willing to do the work. You got to be, self-aware in order to even begin to address the prevalence of bullying among adults.
Oh, I love what you said about being self-aware,
Mhm,
because I think sometimes we can see it in everyone else except ourselves. So
mhm,
being aware that we may have this issue. And so Chelsea, we invite you to come in November.
mhm.
I will make sure you're there because it really is a great time. We've had seated massages. And again, the great dinner. I mean, we always have to, yeah, it's always a good dinner.
Mhm,
And it's just a time for you to think about yourself and not, we care for our everyone else on a given day as females, as moms. And we just had Mother's Day. We probably, some of us still probably cooked yesterday,
mhm,
right? And did some of the things that they do, because that's who we are and that's what we do.
mhm,
But it's just a time for us to I remember the last 2 years, it has just been one big counseling session where
mhm,
we just everybody talks, and it's an environment. We set the environment where everyone just feels very comfortable sharing.
Yes.
And that's what's so unique about it. It's like, when everyone start talking, they see that they're not the only one that has gone through that or is going through certain situations. So
Indeed, indeed. All right. So she said, good talk. I've been dissecting these behaviors for a while now, and I'll make it a point to not schedule a game on that date if I can help it. Indeed.
okay,
We
okay.
appreciate that. And I know she wanted to come in November, but
I know.
just the schedules. But
Mhm.
Chelsea also puts on a great event for God Be Girls Night Out, and she does just a time for the girls at God
Mhm.
Be to come together and have mentors and a time, sort of like what we do, but just
Yeah,
for the girls of God. Um,
yeah.
yeah, so
I like that. I really think that, we need to teach our young, I mean, I'm a mom of three girls, and like I said, I have lots of nieces too. You have to model for them and be available for them and show them that this is what, these are the things that they should and should not be doing. And I think it all begins with them being comfortable and confident in themselves. So
absolutely.
no one could bully you enough to tell you you're not good enough, you're not this. And you mentioned earlier about affirmations. Affirmations are so important
Hmm.
for your everyday life. If nothing else, if you write on a card, I have one. I have a card that I just have had for a couple of years, just to say I'm enough. I am enough.
Hmm.
And so, and it just, and you have to, whatever the situation, you remind yourself of that. So
Yes. Yes.
affirmations are important. Self-talk is important. Looking yourself in the eye and smiling at yourself every day.
Hmm.
And it's important to do that.
It is. All right. Darrell said, I love that. It's so common in our community to dump our burdens on one another. However, equipping our peers with the correct resources definitely helps move from having conversations to actually being actionable about our mental health.
And
Yes.
that's my niece too. My
Yeah.
niece Darielle, in Gainesville. And that is so grown up of you, Darielle. I'm so proud of you for saying that, because I guess again, we have our girl talk, but then, sometimes some of us are just that friend that everybody just comes to and they talk, and you have that counselor, badge on your forehead when you really don't. And again, we're having these types of conversation, having these types of events at Expo also give you those things that you need or tips you need to help someone else. But sometimes it's okay to say that this may not be a good time for that,
Absolutely.
because a lot of, so you're just used, people are just, oh, she's such a great listener. She's just such a great listener. But
Right.
again, it can be perceived from your vantage point as dumping,
Mhm.
and you don't want to be that garbage pile for someone else, especially when you're dealing with your own issues. So yeah, going from having the conversations and even telling your friends, I may not be the person. So let's make sure that you get into a good therapist or counselor.
Yes.
And every time we have our events, we have an updated list of Black and Brown counselors, because we know the importance of having someone to look back at you that looks like you, that
Yes.
has, like we were talking about earlier, about trauma and slavery and all that. You want someone who has had the Black experience to
Hmm.
talk to you and give you tips on how to get through your situation. So very, very good, Dario.
Indeed, indeed. All right. We had a few more folks that joined us in comments, and Miss Liz Miller. Thank you for being here. She's here in Tallahassee. She said, such an important topic. Wish this was available when my kids were growing up. Yes, yes, yes. And then Bernice McQueen, adult bullying in the workplace is real. Unfortunately, it is often overlooked and accepted. Yes,
And
yes.
that's my sister-in-law, Bernice Close McQueen.
Right.
Thank you, Bernice. But again, the word that she used, that is accepted. It is not okay. It is not okay, Bernice. It really is not okay. And I think I'm that person who's a little bit more outspoken at my work to say that it is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't accept people talking to me any kind of way.
Right.
And there's a way to go back and be respectful. I always say, don't say what's in your bubble like the cartoons. Don't say that, right? You can only think that, but then just it is not acceptable, and just tell that person that you're not going to accept that tone, because I've had to say that I'm not going to accept the tone that you're giving me right now.
Mm,
So I'm going to go right now. And so just excuse myself and get myself out of the situation.
right.
Because I always say everybody doesn't know Fran Gordon.
Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Liz came back and said, know your worth personally and professionally. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
I think bullies know who to bully, right? So that's like even with kids, they always say, they know the kids that are not going to stand up to them. And once those kids stand up to, same with as being an adult. If
Mm,
you're going to stand up to someone, stand up to them. I mean, literally stand up,
yeah.
and just don't accept that. But I think, no, like you're saying, Liz, knowing who you are,
Hmm.
um, really is that sometimes that's the issue with the person, is that because you know who you are personally and professionally, and you're very comfortable and confident in the woman that you are,
Right.
it bothers others.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Indeed. All right. So Chelsea said that's a good one. Dario's laughing at you. And Miss Kiosha just joined us. Thank you for being here,
Thank
Kiosha.
you, Yosha.
All right. Marcus said, what about adult children bullying their parents?
Ooh, ooh,
Mm,
yeah, that's a thing, Marcus. That is a thing, and I know I think that is something that that's hard to address. And again, some adult children may do that mainly because of the childhood that they had.
mhm.
And it kind of brings it back around full circle. But again, it's those adult children that needs the therapy to help them deal with that parent. So when they are adults, they're not, retaliating on the parent and giving the parent a hard time because of how they grew up.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. So close to say having champions for others is a key because some may not be comfortable saying things. It gives the bullies motivation to continue the unacceptable behavior. Once you stand your ground and let them and let I think she meant let them know you are not the one. They get the picture. And if you show them the picture vividly enough, they won't continue with others. Yes.
Totally agree. Totally agree, Kia. Totally agree.
Yeah. All right. Liz said it's their problem.
And that's the attitude you have to say.
Hmm.
I know that's, I mean, the older I've gotten, I think that's one of the things I try to teach my children. If you don't have me as a friend, you're missing out.
You're right.
I'm just, you have the problem. I don't. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because, I could help you with your problem if we were friends.
Right. All right. Angela Brinson has just joined us. She's here in
Hey,
Tally.
Angela.
For being here. And Miss Sharice Du Bois, my classmate who is in Atlanta area. Thank you for being here. All right. So I don't know. We got on bullying. See what you started, John? You see what you started?
But it's something real, and we don't realize. I know we can go move on, but it is just something that we don't talk about as adults. We always think about bullying as you know with
Yeah.
our children, but we show them as if we model that good behavior,
Mm,
standing up for yourself and standing up to someone who is really bullying you.
yes.
Then because that even happened. I know Bernice talked about it at work, but even at the store,
Mm-hmm.
and how you deal with things, so I know sometimes, yeah, you may have to, yeah, you're spending your money, but you're kind of being bullied on how, and while you're in the store. So
Indeed.
model good behavior.
Yes. Sheila Morris has joined
Hey,
us. Thank
Sheila.
you for being here. All right. Angela said, I despise a bully. I got a few paddlings in school protecting those that were being bullied. Yes.
We got a lot of protectors on the call.
We do. We do have a
I
lot.
love it. I love it.
I do too. I do too. So I want to just circle back a little bit and try to bring us back to our topic of be kind to your mind and moving from awareness to action. And not that bullying isn't a a great topic, but I do want us to kind of you talk a little bit more about that before we get ready to wrap up. I know you had a statistic that you wanted to share with us. Is that right?
Yeah, there was a couple of things I wanted to share when it comes to mental health status and use of services.
Mm-hmm.
Only one in three African Americans who need mental health services receives it.
Mm. 1 in 3.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's why we do what we're doing, because we have the resources. We're trying to give the resources, and one of the things that we talk about in our community, and maybe if those for you are not in not in our local community, that there are resources and that you need to seek those out. When we started doing our list of resources, we literally had two handfuls of providers on our list.
Mm.
Now we have a big Excel sheet of Black and Brown therapists in our city.
Right.
So please seek people out, And I think one of the things we have to keep in mind that there are barriers to the care. There
Mm-hmm.
are barriers, and so that's why 1 in 3 are the only ones that are receiving the thing is the treatments. One of the things that we have to think about is insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us, have jobs that we do have benefits and we're able to get mental health services, and those that are not. But in most communities, there are free to low cost mental health services for you. We have those here as well, but that is a barrier. And then just overall, the stigma. I know we have talked about stigma, stigma, stigma.
Yeah.
It is okay not to be okay sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, making sure that you have what you need, and understand why it's okay not to be okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Indeed.
understand the root cause of why you're not okay. There are sometimes, like right now, it's a situational issue here in our local community with, electricity, environmental issues, things like that are going, trees everywhere. And those are situational. Same thing when we were during the pandemic. That was a time where we all were in a situation that we didn't know how, so we needed mental health professionals even more. But
Mm.
now I think it should be just like a part of any of your other, we think about think of a whole lot of things at one time, Nicole. So
Okay.
we think about African Americans. What do we think about? High blood pressure, diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
cardiovascular disease, HIV and AIDS, all of those, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just all kinds of gastrointestinal issues, diseases that we have, fibroids. We go to the doctor and treat those things, those physical things. But
Mm-hmm.
just as important is our mental health.
Absolutely.
You may have to go once a week for a while, but then you're gonna go at once a month, and that you
Mm-hmm.
just need to have that
Yep.
maintenance. And I think we think, oh, getting our hair done and our nails done, get a pedicure, those are grooming. They're self-care, but they're a little bit on the grooming side, right? So we're grooming because we want to look a certain way as women.
Mm-hmm.
And as one of my colleagues said, I think y'all dress for each other. I don't think y'all dress for us, right? So, but we groom, right? But again, having that mental health
Mm-hmm.
part of our healthy routine
Yeah.
is going to be so important.
Absolutely. All right. We got a few more comments. Tracy Gole said, champions of the bully, tired of it and not gonna take it. Yes. She said, great topic and information. Thank you, Tracy.
Mhm.
Shirley Wilson is watching. Thank you for being here, Miss Shirley. And Angela said, I have a coworker who just retired. She has a son and has tried for years to get him some help. She says she's tried everything. She retired last week, but wasn't excited because he's there every day. She's thankful for the times the police come and get him, and he's in a facility for a few days. She and her husband have to sleep with their bedroom door locked. My heart goes out to her. She and her husband are mentally drained. Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the police are involved. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news in our city and some of the other cities, we have these emergency response teams that they go out and they have a licensed counselor, licensed mental health counselor that's there riding along with the police so that they can de-escalate these types of situations.
Mm-hmm.
So that because a lot of times when the police is called, they're just arrested and then they're out. Right.
Right.
When in our community, it's only a couple of years old now, I think maybe Nicole, I
Mm.
can't remember, but
The
that has been, yeah, those are mobile response teams.
Mm,
Those are, I mean, those have helped, but for her situation, I know there has to be, especially if he is older, over 18,
mm,
there are some things in our community that she can get him to be a part of, and that will help her and her husband.
yeah.
But yeah, my heart goes out to her too. There are resources here. We just need to make sure. And I think sometimes with us, one of not just stigma, just distrust. And that goes back to John's question about, long trauma, just the distrust in our healthcare system, period.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Everybody does it right. If we're not trusting the healthcare system to help us with our physical health, diabetes, hypertension, all of those things, why would we trust them with our mental health? So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. So she said mental health counselors should really be an asset to the officers because they are not always equipped.
that's
Absolutely.
absolutely, I agree.
Which
Yeah,
is exactly why
yeah,
both City of Tallahassee or the Tallahassee Police Department and the Leon County Sheriff's Office both have mobile response teams or units. So, yeah.
it is. It is. I haven't seen the. I think I can't remember. We have heard the statistics on how many people that is helping. That how we've had a decrease in the people that got that didn't go to jail but went to Appalachia Center or to the behavioral health center
Mhm.
at the hospitals instead of having them being arrested.
Correct. Because they identified that it is a mental health issue, not a criminal issue.
Criminal issue.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of times the stigma is like we're having financial issues, we're stealing and we're going to jail. But it really comes back to finances or
Mm.
something.
Those dimensions of wellness.
Right. Right.
Mhm. Indeed.
We got to talk about that's a whole nother. I know, Nicole, you'll have another conversation about financial, and you have talked about, I know about financial wealth and generational wealth. I know you've talked about that, but we got to continue to talk about that so we
Absolutely.
can pass those things on to our children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Close to said most officers are trained in crisis intervention teams to further assist individuals with mental health emergencies. It's an assistance to have the officers trained, and all jails are receiving facilities. Yeah. Agreed. So we're seeing more of that, I think across the nation where, those crisis intervention teams are being activated. And so I think that, again, as we've already mentioned, helps to reduce the number of arrests, if you will, because really it's not, again, a criminal issue, it's a mental health issue.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, we are at our time, Miss
Wow.
Fran. So I want to give you an opportunity to give some closing remarks and share how folks can connect with you.
Okay. Thank you all for being here today, and I would definitely like to thank my friend Nicole. It's just we talk all the time, so this is just this went fast because we
Yeah.
talk a lot anyway on a weekly and daily basis.
Yes.
But I would just like to just leave everyone with just a couple of things. Make sure that you are in tune with who you are. Do the things that's going to make you happy. Mainly bring you joy. Let me just, there's a difference between happiness and joy. Joy is deep, deep, deep down inside. So that's being comfortable in yourself and who you are, whose you are. Make sure that you take care of yourself. And I think there's all the things that we talked about today as well. So our physical health, our emotional and mental health. And I know we all know the worth of prayer, and that the fact that we will pray about all the things that we need to and pray without ceasing. We do that. But if it gets to a point that it is, you cannot bear it, just make sure that you're getting the help and there are resources in all communities when it comes to Black and brown therapists, Black and brown counselors. So get the help you need, be safe, and stay well. And I hope to see everyone this Thursday at our fifth Be Kind to Your Mind Mental Health and Wellness Fair at the Walker Ford Community Center on Thursday, again, May 16th from 5:30 to 8, where we'll be moving from awareness to action. Come with your comfortable clothes so that you're able to line dance with Nicole, do Zumba, do all the things that we're having in store for you. And and we're going to give you a great dinner. Yeah, it's going to be a good dinner, and bring your children. As one of our deacons used to say, bring your cousins by the dozens. We'll have enough room for you to come. But you can, if you have any questions or like to reach out to me, you can reach out to me at Florida A&M at fran.close@famu.edu.
All right. Thank you, Fran. I appreciate it so much. In the comments, I did put the how to register
Yes.
for the event. So that's the bit.ly, but you can also go again to the Mental Health Council of the Big Bend Facebook page. And there's a picture of us from our interview on WCTV yesterday, as well as the flyer and this very link. But please, if you plan on attending, register in advance if you don't mind, because we would like to, just kind of know who's coming. We want you to register if you come anyway, but
Yeah.
go ahead and register in advance. We just check you off as opposed to you having to
And
fill.
we have vendors. We have vendors too. Just to let them know that we're going to have people from the community that have lots of resources when it comes to your mental, emotional, and physical health. And we're going to talk about sleep. So sleep is important as well.
Yes, it's an important part of your physical
Physical and mental health.
and emotional. So
All of that.
all of that. All of that. Yes. All right. So if you all found this to be beneficial, let us know in the comments. Give us a heart or a thumbs up or a hand clap or something. Let us know. All right. I see a few folks who are chiming in. Chelsea, you are amazing. Thanks for the gems dropped tonight. Looking forward to continuing the chat. We appreciate you, Chelsea. Close to you ladies are doing great work. Thank you for the conversation.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here. Look, you brought all the 10 folks tonight, Fran. Yes, love it.
All my family. Thank you to all my family that joined me.
Okay, we got
There's Gina there. Hey, Gina, that's my my friend Gina.
yeah. Let's see. Darielle, thank you both so much for this amazing conversation and space to share. Our pleasure.
It's my niece from Gainesville and my sister-in-law from Tallahassee. Thank
Indeed.
you, Bernice.
Bernice, thank you for being here. Miss Teresa, Nicole, these are always very insightful and informative discussions. Dr. Close, thank you for your time and expertise. Oh, thank you, Miss Teresa.
Thank you, Miss Teresa. We can't wait to eat on Thursday.
Forward to that food on Thursday. Yes, we are. Right. Lisa, thank you. And Lisa's got an event coming up. Lisa, if you don't mind, I should have pulled it up, but in the comments, just tell us a little bit about your event that you have coming up. I know it's a youth mental health event, I believe. All right. Sister Shayla gave us some hand claps. Miss Liz Miller gave us a heart. Thank you. Sharice, thank you for such a great topic. Much needed continuous conversation. Thank you, Sharice. All right, we got Chandra on here. We appreciate you. T Rob, hello, friend. Trinice Roberson Small.
Well, that's my line sister. Hey, Trinice.
Thank you for being here. And Nancy O'Farrell, who is
all right, Nancy O.
Listen, Nancy is
Yeah,
she is
I,
look,
we can't even no words. I mean, it's all good because
yes, yes,
Nancy O is first of
yes,
all, she's from NAMI, but she's a big part of our engaged committee. So we thank you, Nancy, for all of your efforts as well.
we
So
do, we do, we do. Look, she was texting us while we was on live. I'm like,
oh
man,
really?
I'm on the live. I can't talk to you right now. Listen, I know she taskmastering though, because we did our homework, but it's okay.
I know we got stuff to do before Thursday, Nancy. We definitely gonna get it done.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. My mom said, "Great, I want to be there." Come on up, mama. Come on
You
up.
got a line dance with us, Miss Everett. You got to.
She loved to dance.
Oh, that's where you got it from.
I guess so. Yes, ma'am. All right. So, of course, for those of you who are new to Conversations with Nicole, I invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribing and supporting. We need all the support we can get. We are here Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Focus on mental health and wellness, particularly in Black and Brown communities. And so it's just like this, but every Monday and Wednesday. So our talk on Wednesday coming up is with Miss, I think it's Giovanni. Let me get it right. Hold on. Giovanni Hampton. Yes, she is a self love advocate. And so we're going to be talking about the 5 day self love challenge. And
Oh
so,
wow, that
yeah,
sounds
yeah. So
that's right along with what we've been talking about
it
this
is,
time.
it is. So y'all don't want to miss it. 8:30 on Wednesday, right back here, right back here. All right, Mr. Marcus Boston, Conversations with Nicole. Yes, Marcus.
Fire, fire.
Fire, fire. Yes. So come on back. Come on back. All right, y'all. We have again talked about being kind to your mind and invited you to be part of the wellness event, mental health and wellness event that we're having Thursday. So we hope to see you all here. So let's keep this conversation going. Share this with someone that you think will benefit from it. And if you have topics that you'd like us to tackle or address in the future, let us know. And if you have an expert that you think should come on and talk about those particular topics, let us know.
Yes.
We're happy to try to accommodate that. All right. All right. Y'all have a great rest of the evening, and we will see y'all next time.
Thank you. Thank you.